Hey, so so welcome to the BlacVolta Nightlife podcast, where we delve into everything nightlife, all the ins and outs of the nightlife scene, all the gossips, all the unpopular opinions, all the interviews. We thank you for rocking with us. It's 2023. We're in a new year. You guys rocked with us the whole of 2022. We recorded about 13 or so episodes that went viral. We had recognition from Spotify and Apple Music, and we thank you so much for your support. This season two of the podcast, we are bringing you three exciting series. We are continuing behind the bar, where we interview notable people from bar owners to mixologists to everything in there. And then we have a new series called Uncut, which will be very unfiltered discussions and will be led by both my co-host Handsome Fella and then a new co-host called Celine. So you guys should check that out. And then there's a third new series called The Hot Seat, where we interview notable people within the nightlife scene. And today we have the pleasure of interviewing someone who's really a core person within the nightlife scene. And it's the first episode, so I just feel like, well, if it's the first episode, why don't you just bring this guy on board? So today we have the one and only Kojo Manuel with us today. What's up, man? What's up, Jay?
I'm good. What's happening?
What's good?
What's happening?
I thought you were going to go like, are you mad? What was
Oh no, I did it. No, it's good to be here, man. It's good to be here. First episode. I like to be part of the beginning of projects and stuff. So it's good to be here.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you so much. Yeah, you had a dirty December, huh?
It's always been dirty. This
But-
one was extra dirty though.
Let's start with this, right? I know everyone calls you what you've transitioned from Kojo Manuel to what
I-
Lexus to what is your real name? Like,
my you mean my stage name or my
no, your actual
my
name.
actual
Yeah,
name or
yeah.
birth certificate? There's always drama when I mention my name. My actual name is Emmanuel Kojo.
Yeah, Emmanuel. Jesus.
So is Kwamina MP, Kwesi Arthur, Samini. Yes, I have a list of all the Emmanuel artists so that I don't go down alone. Yes, I'm Emmanuel Kojo Kusi Nyantechi.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I
so
see.
that's where you get the Kojo and Emmanuel.
Oh, that's where you get the Kojo and then Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great. So Emmanuel Kojo
Kusi Nyantechi.
Kuti Yantichi. So where at what point in time did you go like, I want to go with Kojo Manuel?
I think I'd always had the nickname of Lexus because of Lexus Bill. Because Lexus Bill was a very big presenter back in Kumasi, Ecstasy, Capital Radio. And I used to listen to him all the time to a point where my friends called me Lexus.
Oh, I see.
Right? Yeah, but when I started emceeing, the name was still Lexus Manual of a sort. And then at a point when I decided to take it serious, I couldn't be in someone else's shadow. So I had to be Kojo Manuel.
You stepped out of that and then you became
Yeah.
Kojo Manuel.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. And then just tell the people what you do.
Right now I do a plethora of things. I like that word a lot. I do a number of things. I create content, but I won't call myself a content creator as such. But I'm a radio presenter. I host the Drive of Your Life on YFM 107.9. I do events, and I also host my own podcast show, Mad Culture.
Mad culture.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like yeah, like in the creative space, just creating.
Yeah, and there's a couple of projects that are coming up this year that would add more tags to what I already have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're building Kojo Manuel as like a brand now, not just like an artist type of thing.
No.
Is it becoming like bigger than what you are?
Yeah,
as a person?
definitely. So I had to find a different umbrella to not make it all about Kojo Manuel because just like you're doing, you're feeding content for nightlife, for showbiz, and I'm also doing my own stuff in my own way. So I built what we call a mad culture. So mad culture is more of a network that is like the umbrella that has everything underneath it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Awesome. All right, so big discussion was Dirty December.
Yeah.
I know most of the DJs. I think I saw, was it AD or Rachel Fox? Or I think both of them. They dropped their calendars for December, which had about 40 or 50 events, and I was like, okay, you guys, if this is what you're putting out, if Kojo Manuel drops his list, yeah, everybody will run. Right? I'm sure. So, how many? Tell us about Dirty December, your events, and then like your general feedback.
December was quite interesting for me because there are lots of people that don't realize how much work and how long you have to do this to get to a certain level. When you said a calendar thing, it was funny to me because I've done it before. I just didn't do it this year because I've become more business minded with my approach with things, and not to say that what they doing it was it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying that there are events that don't confirm till maybe like a week to it, sometimes even 4 days to it and stuff like that. So the conversations made me feel like putting a calendar out there wouldn't be ideal for me. But then I had some of my best and worst experiences last December.
You mean in terms of like your whole career?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of my best and worst.
Okay. So would you like to share some of your? Let's start with your best experiences.
Best experiences is having someone like Asher Raymond walk up to you from his table, come to the stage just to tell you, yo, you're dope.
Oh wow. Where was this? When was it?
This was the night before Global Citizen.
Okay.
At Front Back.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you have a residency at Front Back. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the fact that I was hosting, and I remember trying to save my energy for the next day because I knew it was going to be a daunting task, but it was crazy because my back was actually turned to him. And then like I saw like 2 or 3 people trying to get my attention, like, yo, somebody they call you, turn around, that's Usher. And then he's like, yeah. And I shook his hand, and then he's like, oh, you're really dope. You're really dope. Like the way you're doing that thing, watch this, and the sounds you're making, that's really dope. And I was just there in the moment, like, this is crazy. And I'm not excited about it because it's Usher.
Yeah.
That's what I want people to understand, is the fact that there are certain people when they compliment you because they've had so much experience in performance, at concerts, at events
all over the world.
When they see you and they tell you you're dope, it means something because they've seen people all over the world and feel like you deserve that compliment. That's a big thing.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. It was great. Congrats on that. How about your worst experience?
Worst.
I think I can guess, but I want to see whether you will lay it down for us, or we will have to pull it out of you.
So the worst is funny because for a lot of people it was actually one of those defining moments for them that Manuel is good at his job.
Okay.
But for me, I keep touching this. Yeah. But for me, it's the worst because that's the first time in my life someone threw a bottle at me.
All right, so
it was an empty bottle, but then someone threw a bottle at me, and that was because Whiskey did not show up.
Yes. So on the 11th of December, I'm sure you guys know it was part of the Dirty December. I think that was one of the very first events that would usher us into December. I think Wizkid was booked for a show at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Yeah.
And I think people bought tickets to come. Personally, I was in the Golden Circle. I have my reservations around the Golden Circle. What you guys did there, but
no, why are you saying you guys? I'm not. You keep talking.
So I think 2 hours or I think an hour before Wizkid was set to perform, I think word got out that he wasn't going to perform. So I want you to talk about the Wizkid concert. Like, first of all, how did you feel one as an artist that was built for the event? And I know you really wanted to prove a point with that Wizkid event because if you followed Kojo Manuel for a very long time, he's booked for a lot of events, but you hardly see him post the flyers of those particular events. But the Wizkid flyer, Kojo Manuel posted it everywhere, and so
I think this is just a personal shot you want to
do. so how was like the reception prior to the Wizkid events and then after that?
So but like you rightly said, I'm not. Social media has become something of be trying to like figure out how it works and get the best interaction and stuff like that. That's why I don't post a lot of artworks. But then this was important for me because I've watched Afrobeats grow. We've all watched Afrobeats grow. See the likes of Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid sell out very big arenas. So the fact that Wizkid was hosting a show here at this point in his career felt like this was like a very amazing opportunity for me to show my level as well. Because if Wizkid is one of the best in the world doing a show in Ghana, and I'm lucky enough to be hosting, I was excited. However, on the day, there was a lot of things that were a little shaky, from the beginning. But this is where my problem always stems from when it comes to organizers and promoters. That we are talented in the sense that we are all very talented people as Ghanaians, because the way we're able to pull things off without proper execution is beautiful. And that's what has brought us to a point where we do things without proper planning. And it always works that if you're able to do it, freestyle it, then you attack the best because, when the music went off, you did this. When the this went off, but ideally that's not how it's supposed to be. So now you get to a point where you're so used to those things that now there are things that you just allow them to go. And I feel like I'm also to blame for that because we are all sort of enforcing some mediocrity.
I think it's really important that you mentioned that. It's like we it's like everything is makeshift, right?
Yeah.
Everything is makeshift, and then we feel like if we are able to pull through, then we should be applauded for just the bare minimum. You understand? But
we glorify the yawa and what you did to save the yawa.
Yes.
But then we are not trying to prevent the yawa. As much as we should. So there are a lot of things that I feel like I ignored in the build-up. However, when the event started, it was okay. I mean, for Ghana standards and how things run, it was okay. It was fine. The artists started to pull up. I mean, they didn't start on time. That was a negative. But then still, as Ghana events go. So when it got to that point where I think it was Dako Vibes and then Efia, I think Kelvin Boy and then Efia, during these two performances was when I started to really question, when is Wizkid coming, right? And I kept asking, and the stage manager seemed to have no idea of exactly when he was coming. And then I started to get worried because Efia finished performing. Efia's appearance actually made me feel like Wizkid was there. Because when you think of Efia, you think of R2Bs, you think of Wizkid, Can Promise. It's like a circle.
Yeah.
So seeing Efia made me feel like, it gave me extra energy. Wizkid is almost here. Let's kill this one time and then push it to the next level. Now they're like, Wizkid is now moving from the hotel. That's what I was told. After Efia's performance, he's now moving from the hotel, so we should hold the crowd for a bit. And then I was told, make an announcement and get the people from, the stadium's original VIP area to move to the other area. That was the VIP area, not the Golden Circle, to the VIP area. Because we had the most people on that side, and they wanted to look good so they can take pictures. And that's when I was like, who are you taking the pictures for? And then someone was like, I'm sure they're taking it to Wizkid or something. And I was like, why?
So they wanted to take footage of the crowd and show it to Wizkid before he comes to the concert.
Okay. So that's when, this is not to say that I knew what was going on. This is me realizing that there's some friction between the organizers and Wizkid concerning his performance. So I was on stage trying to get lost in it, but I kept coming back because I was like, this is not ideal. I've been here for like 30 minutes, just me and the DJ on stage. It's not cool. I come back, 45 minutes. Charlie, what happened? It's been an hour. What they go on? So I think I was on stage by myself for, I know definitely over like an hour, 30 minutes or something. There are points where I would just literally leave the stage and then come back after maybe like 5 minutes, get some water and then come back. So I think one of those times when I came back,
that's when someone threw the
I looked, I was turning to look at, it was Malik DJ, big shout out to Malik DJ, he really held it down. And then DJ Manuel also came on later. So I was turning around to communicate something to the DJ. So when I was turning back, then I felt something just bounce off my chest, right? And I looked, and it was an empty bottle, an empty water bottle. So I just turned around. Mind you, I've created a very nice bond with the people in the front. See, when you come on stage like that, the people there are the most energetic people. They're my favorite people. And every time they'll be saying, are you mad? Hey, they'll be chanting. You can actually see the life like just drain out of their face.
Yeah.
Because every time I came back, they got more quieter, more hostile. So then, but then when the person threw that thing, I turned around, everybody went like, oh, everybody that's all it was like, oh. And I was like, who did it? And then there was like a circle of boys that I'm sure one of them did. Honestly, I was way more frustrated than I looked. So I think they thought I was just having a good time, but I was very frustrated. So I was going to react, looked inside of me and felt like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And I dropped the mic and then walked off the stage.
You actually dropped the mic and
And then walked off the stage.
Wow.
And I've never done that ever. I dropped the mic and walked off the stage because I wasn't getting any information about what was happening, whether Wizkid was coming or not. And I knew Kim Promise was supposed to perform, then R2Bs, and I knew they were all at the hotel. So it's like the lack of information, communication.
Was just draining at some point.
It was draining. And I saw the people feel this way. And I felt like the people who are organizing the event did not care enough, because if it was my event, I'd be a little bothered about how the event was going and the fact that it's been a DJ and an MC on stage for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
That wasn't cool.
Yeah.
So when I walked off the stage, I wanted to see if I would get any message, like.
And you didn't get anything?
No. I just sat there. It was just a couple of the stage people that were very familiar with me. They was like, oh, Manuel, the crowd, they all as you move. And I was like, I want the organizers or the stage manager to tell me what to do. Because ideally, there's a running order. That's why there's a stage manager who's supposed to tell me what to do. It's been 2 hours since I got the last instruction. I don't feel this is right for the crowd, so I stepped away. And when they tell me what to do next, I'll willingly do it. And I got no information all the way till DJ Tunes came to take over.
Crazy. Yeah. I think the Wizkid discussion, we're not even ending it. I think people are still frustrated about that. I don't know.
I'm still traumatized. I'm traumatized. Whoever threw that bottle, Happy New Year.
Anyway, great. Let's move on. So, in your life as an MC and with what you do, right? I know there's like a whole thought process behind, like you have so many events. People are like, can you run us through how you prepare for a particular event? Like if you are booked for one of these, I know you've done Global Citizen, you've done Black Star Line Festival, you've done Afrochella, the face of Afrochella and stuff like that. So how do you?
I don't know about that, but shouts to Afro Future as it's called now. Yeah. I mean,
before that, why don't you before you run us through how like your planning process, talk us through Afro Future. And I know you did you went with them to South Africa this year.
We went with, but go on. Yeah, I mean, we went to South Africa and then Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. It's more or less their way of building that connect in Africa, so that we can have an Afro Future outside of Ghana at some point, I believe, and also have like pockets of events stretching out of Africa. Because the beauty about Afrochella, Afro Future is that it's something that was created by people that are from here.
It's by us for us.
It's by us for us. So to watch it grow is a beautiful thing. It's as opposed to other big, like Global Citizen has been all over the world and just made a stop in Accra. But Afrochella, Afro Future will always be Ghanaian. And so to watch it go to Abidjan, then to South Africa, and then bring the likes of Wizkid and then Burna Boy and all of those is just beautiful to watch. Because I remember the first one in 2017 was at Polo Court. Very small. Very small. And then LWAC Stadium. I remember the first time they announced LWAC, I was like, Charlie, we go feel And then it was filled up. And then it's been LWAC. I feel like we'll get to a point where we would have to go to Accra Sports Stadium.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Lovely. So walk us through your journey in terms of like how you prepare for a particular event.
I think for me, the hype man aspect of being an MC makes it a little easy. Because when you know the music, you just need to have a conversation with the DJ. Sometimes people wonder, like, how do you know? Sometimes we're just very familiar with the DJ, or we actually have like a run through of what kind of music we're going to play, what kind of genres we're going to run through. Also, I have a very strong need to be abreast with or off, depending on whichever word you want to use there. But I want to know what the event is about.
I think that's really one of your standout points, right? I've seen you work on most of the events, and then I feel like you do a lot of research before you come on the event, because
Yeah,
it's like you have a fair understanding of everything that is happening, and
yeah.
and that's really really exciting to see.
Because I feel like it gets boring when you're moving from party to party. It feels like you're doing the same thing over and over again. So I need to understand the context of this particular event so I can come up with new things to say. If not, then it feels like, oh, I just had this party yesterday. Yeah, and then last week, and then last day it was the same thing. So now, this is Afrofuture. What does it stand for?
Yeah.
This is Dirty Rave. Is a rave. This is Tidal Rave. You understand?
Yeah.
Like Wizkid. So then you appeal to different things in the crowd based off what the event is. So I always try to be on my, like, hours before the event. I'm always on my phone trying to find out as much, because you find out very interesting information, but it's not everything that's cool to say.
Yeah.
Or people will be excited to hear about. So you then have to fish out what to say and even how to say it.
Yeah. How do you you work with a lot of celebrities, right? And with the events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a celebrity in your own space, but how do you manage dealing with these kind of people? I mean, you are closer to them. I mean, we only see them performing and stuff like that. But how do you
This is funny. It's because you are the one asking. That's why this is so funny. Wait, so the question is
how do you like manage this, the you see, like, the celebrities have their own
yeah.
mantra. Like, how do you work with them? What's your working relationship with them?
I don't feel like the working relationship with a celebrity or an artist should be very different from your relationship with anybody else. I think that's what a lot of people get wrong. You may see me play an artist concert over and over again. Does not mean that I have drinks with that artist. Doesn't mean that they come to my house or I go to their house. We just have a business relationship. I have a respect for them, and hopefully they have a respect for me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I work with a lot of pride in my work and a lot of respect as well. So we just have a cordial relationship. It's a cordial. If you meet somebody and you have a bond that's beyond business and pleasantries, nobody has to tell you that, oh, now this person feels like a friend or we are getting closer. But aside that, I try my very best not to force vibes with artists, because I don't want to be a fan. I am a fan, but I don't want to be treated like a fan.
Like a fan.
Yeah, and I think if anybody, any artist, any DJ is listening, this is a very important thing. Be very sure to make sure there's a distinction between you being also an artist in your own right and you being a fan of the artist, because they have the tendency to treat you as a fan that's just in their face. And that's not to say it's a bad thing, but it's human nature.
Yeah.
People can see you and be like, BlacVolta, BlacVolta. And then sometimes you're just like, oh, this guy. Yeah. You understand? But then if I'm trying to work with you, I need to find a way to make you see me as a co-equal in my own right, as opposed to the guy that's doing BlacVolta, BlacVolta.
Yeah. All right, that's great. With the rise of Afrobeats, right, globally.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Afrobeats, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Ghana, Nigeria, Amapiano, the whole African sound.
Yeah.
We are going global, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? And then how do you also see, like, the pace at which nightlife is also connecting itself in that particular space?
I've said this before, and I think I'll say the whole year into next year. So I feel like we're in a golden era. We're in a golden era of music, and everything African suddenly seems attractive. The jokes about fresh off the boat, our accents, we smell funny, stuff like that. Now we have Western or European artists all over the world trying to sound like us. I actually heard an Afrobeat song that was made by, I think, a Japanese group or a Chinese group.
Wow.
Yes. And if you hear it without seeing the video, you might actually think it was an African making that music. You understand? We're in that era, and I feel like Africans should fight for Africans. Sometimes we see that thing where we are overly starstruck by the fact that we have foreigners coming in, that we belittle ourselves and our people for them, and half the time we want to meet them.
We want to meet their expectations.
Their expectations, forgetting that they came here to experience us.
Yeah.
So then if you're changing what you have, if you're changing your DJ, changing your MC,
Changing your accents.
you're changing your accent, your setup, so that it sounds American for the American. When the American came to Ghana for a Ghanaian experience,
Yeah.
if I come here, Ghana and Tree and Pigeon
Yeah.
and Ewe and something, you understand? Not come meet you brothalizing for them.
Yeah.
You understand? And I feel like that's where we lose ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's why it actually goes straight into so many nitty-gritties of what I do. Like Global Citizen, bro, I had like 4 or 5 outfits I could have worn. And I ended up wearing that Ghana jersey. I did that at the Cardi B show as well. And even at these Amapiano and Branch events, I wear African outfits like the robe and stuff, rhythms on the runway, all of that. I'm doing all of that just because I feel like we lose ourselves so much in trying to, like, in rap, they'll say you're dumbing it down. Yeah. But we shouldn't dumb it down. We should be ourselves and put value in ourselves and let them see that, okay, BlacVolta is the biggest nightlife or podcaster, blogger, whatever. DJ Mike Smith is the biggest DJ. Varoski, DJ Millsy, AD DJ. These are the big dogs.
These are the ones that you should.
Yeah, and these are the people that you should take to the next level. But half the time, you make it seem like when these artists and DJs and other MCs come in, we have a way of selling ourselves so short that they see us like, oh, so this is a local guy. Like, you understand?
Yeah.
Because, and I'm saying this not because, I've experienced it, but going to SA, I've said this before, going to SA made me realize that it's actually something we can do. Because in SA, I was there when Young Stunner came on stage. And there's some SA girls, yo, hey. I was like, okay, so he's a big deal. Daliwonga came, yo, yay. Focalistic came, yo. And I was like, so everybody, and then she was like, but they also perform every other weekend in small clubs and bars. Yeah. And I was like, if this happened in Ghana, go talk say you tire. If Sarkodie goes, performs in a club every weekend, Charlie, but you see where they perform for. But they do that all over SA and they still treat them like they're superstars.
It's true. When we went to, that's a very important point you raised. When we went to SA, we all of like 4 days, I think Daliwonga was booked for 4 days. 4 days. 4 different pubs. And they were like pubs and clubs, like normal weekly events.
Yes.
You understand?
It's like pulling up to From Back and then performing at Kruna and then performing at Bloom. And then if some artists did that thing right now, if they perform for Bloom, then the next day Alibar, the next day From Back, the next day Kruna, the next day Mood. Go talk say, your brand make weak. That'd be why they. But no, that's not what the point of it is. The music and how amazing the person is trying to get in touch, so that people see them like area superstars.
Yeah, it's like they're in touch with them. They are at arm's length.
Yeah. So it made me realize that there's a problem with the way we see our artists. Like, Charlie and I be starting for the commodities.
For the
You understand? And then I'm saying all of this because at the end of the day, it affects the way we treat them.
Yeah.
And then the way we present them to foreigners, which leads them to not respect them. I don't think we realize that we lead the foreigners to not respect our artists. We complain so much about our things to foreigners to the point that they say that, this place be yawa.
Yeah.
You understand? And then later come and cry when they don't respect us.
Great. Still on the Afrobeats question, right? You recently released a single.
Yeah.
You went into the music space. You went into the music space. Tell us about that.
Actually, this song wasn't my first song. It's actually my fourth because the first three people don't mind me. People don't mind me the first three. Actually, my actual first song was with Kojo and Shaker. It's called Accra Show, and I went back to listen to it and realized that it's actually similar to the sound we are getting right now. But so big shout out to Shaker and Kojo for that. It's called Accra Show. I did another one with an artist, like a budding artist called Lipstick, and we featured Article 1 on it. It was called Concern. There's videos for all of that. I'm sure you see it and make fun of it, but feel free. And then the third one was dropped during lockdown. That was called Time with Kwamina MP, Shaker, and Ginger. Ginger is a Belgium-based rapper. So we did all of that, all those songs. Just, And then I did Waiting with Kelvin Boy and Neptunes. And then I guess that was like better timing, or maybe it was the right sound. Yeah, but then that one did way better than the 3 songs I dropped before.
So you guys should check that song out. You have other songs coming up, right?
Yeah. This year they can't flood you guys.
Hey,
I understand. They
hey.
can't flood you guys. No, because of my experience of the waiting, I realized that like music moves a little differently, and I have like a different level of respect for artists and what they do, because like when you're dropping it, you feel like yo, it will shake the whole. Plus, and know that I've gone through that 3 times or even 4 times. Because
you thought no, this is it. This is
it.
This is the Jay-Z.
This is going to kill everybody. This is going to kill everybody. But then no. But then you drop it and then
it's quiet. It's radio
it's
silent.
quiet, and then the people that you expect to support you don't support you, and the people you don't expect to support you are the ones that support you. It's like that. So this year we are not going to sit on any song that we make. We're just going to drop it. I'm looking at dropping like maybe about 5 songs this year.
Oh, crazy!
And just see which one you guys will like.
Lovely,
yeah,
lovely. Okay, interesting topics. Let's go back to your MC life. So you see, with what you do, right? It comes with drugs, sex, women, alcohol.
The way your question is couched is very dangerous.
So no, it's not like with what you do. It's a given.
It comes with drugs. Yeah. I was like, wait.
I know. Not like what you do. I mean, the space in which you're in, right?
No, I get you, but I'm just saying that's how it.
So how do you I won't even say. First of all, I'll say, because if I say how do you manage it, then it means you are shying, but maybe you are in tune. Maybe those are the things that you actually like. So how do you play around all these kinds of things within your life? Are you in tune with some of them?
In tune can mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
but
how do you manage?
How do I manage? Okay, so
how do you manage the drugs, the sex, the alcohol, the women that come with the
I think there's a lot of self-discipline that comes with this job if you want to make it. Everybody and anybody I've seen survive it have their own rules when it comes to drugs, sex, alcohol. Like everybody has their own way of, I can do this, I don't do that, I don't do any of this, and you have to be very disciplined because it's not easy. So most of the time, people always ask me, help new DJs, new MCs. And let me tell you, this is not the question, but let me tell you why I'm very reluctant with helping people come up. Not because of people who are ungrateful, no. It's the thing of, you need a lot of self-discipline to a point that if I see you as a youngster and you don't have that discipline, it scares me. Because I don't think you'll survive. Because right now, you've gotten to that point where your name is on every flyer. You go to the club 3 or 4 times a week. And you're the one on the mic, you're the one everybody's seeing. That gives you access to a lot of things. I've been in the clubs where people walk up to me and ask me for drugs. Do you have ecstasy? Do you have this? Do you have that? And I have to tell them, I don't do it.
Yeah, but you are the poster child. Like, if you don't have it, who's going to have it?
No, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
So then, like, you hang out with people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell this very short story, and hopefully nobody figures out who I'm talking about. But there was a night, my first interaction with seeing like drugs properly was after an event. My friend was supposed to drop me off, and I was like, we want to pass through this apartment, have a good time, blah, blah, blah. So we are just there chilling, talking. Let me use this table. So it's like, so assume that you're me, right? And you're just there and you're just talking, and you're like, oh yeah. So the event was really good. I was like, so this MC thing, how did you? So the person just in the middle of the sentence just went, and because I wasn't looking, that noise made me turn around and realize that
what is going on?
Like they're doing drugs right in front of me, right? And then they're like, do you want to? And I'm not gonna lie to you, like in that moment your brain just goes blank for a second because you can't believe what you are witnessing, right? And I'm like, oh no, I'm good. I'm already wasted. You know, and you want to act like you're cool, like oh
Yeah,
you know, I mean this thing,
it be
But
it be
if you
normal.
say, it be normal thing, but say right now, wait me, I don't want. And I was like, oh no. Right now, the things we drink for that side, me, I make nice. So yeah, I forgo better. I for wake up early. See, you go talk plenty, you go explain
You
yourself.
go explain yourself. You go explain
Yeah,
plenty.
but then that just goes to show that it's a very common thing. That's why self-control and discipline is very important.
Very important. Because sometimes you also get some of these things for free. It's like there are things that you can get the alcohol for free.
Yeah,
You can get like women
Bro.
walking up to you, throwing
No,
themselves and stuff like that.
If you anybody that knows me very well, if it's your birthday, the easiest thing I can give you is a bottle because I have so many bottles. Because somebody just amazed at your job and they feel like you deserve a bottle. Like wherever you go, I get bottles. And I'm not a fan of alcohol like that.
Yeah.
I believe in being very responsible with my drinking, especially when I'm working.
Yeah.
So if I'm working, I don't drink.
Okay.
If I'll drink, then it's going to the end of the night. I know that I have an hour more. I'll take 1 or 2 sips and then go home.
Yeah.
I'm not somebody that believes in working with alcohol or drugs because it messes with your mind. You can't concentrate. You can't come up with things that make sense. You can come up with cool things when you're wasted. Not gonna lie, but that's not the way to go because your body builds this familiarity with the alcohol, and then you get to a point you just need to take more of the drugs, take more of everything. So if you want to sustain your career,
then
if you're able to stay away from it 100%, I know people that don't drink, don't smoke. They lie about the sex, but yeah. But you need to really watch yourself. You need to be very disciplined.
Okay. What frustrations do you normally face in your work? Like, what do you sometimes face some like you go like Charlie, Charlie, this is crap. Like, what kind of frustrations do you normally face within your work? First of all, before that, right?
My problem is where to start from.
Before that, right? I think one important discussion that we haven't touched on is, I can you give us the difference between an MC and then a hype man?
Oh, I love to explain this.
Yeah,
I
a lot of people feel it's the same thing.
No,
but
it's not the same thing.
Yeah, so is there's a difference, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a hype man is purely performative. You're hyping the crowd along with music, usually. So you're coming in with a DJ, you're playing a set. So let's say you have 30 minutes or an hour, or maybe it's a club. So a club doesn't need an MC; it needs a hype man.
Okay.
Because the music is playing all the time, and your job is to hype over the music. So ideally, a club hype man is you are performing for let's say 4 hours or 3 hours, set with the DJs. If it's a concert like Afrofuture, like Dirty Rave, whatever, because of performances, that one is more clear cut because then let's say DJ Loft or somebody comes over and then he has to play for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then your job is to hype it. In that moment, you are hype man.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It's not the hype man's responsibility to introduce an artist. It's the MC's responsibility. It's the MC's responsibility to tell you where the bathroom is. The MC's responsibility to ask you if you're ready to see this artist, to tell you who is the sponsor of the event, to tell you the idea behind the event.
To tell you that your car is burning.
Your car is burning. Go and check on it. That's an MC's job. Because the MC is taking you through the event. You're navigating the event with the MC. He is telling you this is the time for ABC, it's the time for the person to perform.
Man.
A hype man's job is purely to come and jam with a DJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've had, I think I've told you this before, that I've had an instance where I had a back and forth with an organizer, and then they wouldn't pay the amount I wanted. And I said that...
Yeah, you're expensive. Yeah, we know that. Kojo Manuel is very, very expensive. We can't afford him.
Yeah, in 2023, I won't say no. So I told them that my rate for being a hype man
is different.
Is lower than my rate for being the MC. And they were willing to pay the hype man fee and not the MC fee. And I told them that, do you understand that you are paying for a hype man, not an MC? And they said, yeah, whatever. As long as you're coming, you need to be there at this time. I said, cool. So when the event was going on, they wanted me to be an MC. Thank God there was another MC. So I was like, no, go and do ABC. I was like, no, that's not a job of a hype man. And I was a pain in the ass just for one day, and then we had to resolve issues. And years after, they understood it, and then the conversation was different. But I feel like people always think MC hype man is the same. No,
It's not the same.
Yeah, because you won't book a hype man to do a wedding reception.
Mm.
You book an MC, but you book a hype man for a after party.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah. In what you do, right? The MC hype man space. I know there are not a lot of you guys within the industry.
We are plenty. It's a lie.
Yeah. So you guys are not a lot in the end. Does that worry you in any way? I mean, like, for every single event we can mention about, if we are not mentioning you, we are mentioning probably Sheldon. We are mentioning Berma
Sean Bills.
We are mentioning L Baby. Mention
LLBJ.
LLBJ. Handsome fella.
How did you?
Yeah, because the co-host, I don't know where he is. Where is handsome fella? Like, where is this guy? Yeah. So you see, and then let's go. Even for you, it's a struggle for you.
No,
so
it's not a struggle. No, because I feel like I know where your question is coming. The question is, I think you are more used to the top MCs, right? There's a lot of or hype men. You are very used to those.
Okay.
But then, of course, there are ones that are lesser known. There are ones that are new in the industry that sometimes you don't, when you make a list like this, you don't want to add them. Not because they are dope, but they are not dope or something. But it's like you feel they haven't gotten to that point yet. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of us. If you have to list everybody, there's a lot of MCs and hype men. I recently posted a video of Ghana MC at, I don't know if it was an outdoor or a funeral or whatever.
Crazy.
I couldn't understand what he was saying, but bro, that thing was fire. You understand? And those people, I went to, I think, Cape Coast to do, we did an event for one brand I don't want to mention. And when we got to the pub, the in-house MC, they actually told him that, oh, Manuel is here. And then he came like, oh, should I give you the mic? And I was like, no, we officially start at 8. And it was like 7-ish. And for some reason, I think he was under pressure for some reason. And then he was doing his thing. And just before he handed over the mic, he came to ask me, what do I think of him? And I was like, to be very honest, I don't feel I should go after you. And he was confused, like, yo, you're very dope. The only difference between you and I is maybe I had opportunities that you didn't have. Doesn't mean I'm better than you.
Yeah.
But if you were in Accra and had similar opportunities like me, probably be ended up like in maybe a higher position because you are very dope. And he's like, this is the most amazing thing anybody has said. And I was like, bro, it's the truth. Because a lot of people just focus on who they think is up there.
Who they think is up there.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We may be getting to the end of the discussion.
Right.
Yeah, but
very little violence.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, but
I feel like it's now that you're bringing the violence.
Yeah. No. I think with this, right, we should have a second one. I'm gonna actually put you on the hot seat.
I understand that we can never have a conversation and it will be conclusive ever. Ever.
It's never.
We have part 2, part 3, part 4.
We can have like part 2, part 3, part 4. But as we get to the end, I know you work hard and all that. How do you take time off? How do you deal with your mental health?
When I came in, what's the first thing you said?
I've forgotten.
No, when I entered the studio.
Are you mad?
No, you're like, I just woke up.
Okay.
Yeah, I try my very best to sleep a lot because I feel like sleep is like the ultimate reset button for your body. So the only unfortunate thing is when you don't have like a proper sleep pattern because of the hours you work, then it becomes difficult to sleep sometimes. So in between events, I try my very best to sleep. Even if I get 2 hours, I value it because the energy I'll get from 2 hours is way more than anybody will get out of drinking or taking drugs or anything because I don't indulge in those things. And I feel like you just have to rest.
Yeah.
Rest, take a shower, you're good.
That's how you deal with it.
Yeah, that's how I deal with it. And I try to stay hydrated. Try to drink as much water as you can. Yeah.
Okay, so give me...
I just realized it sounds very corny. Because I did the whole stay away from drugs. and kids, stay away from drugs. Get a lot of sleep. Drink water. No, but it's true.
But
It's
you be on the
true.
mic and telling us, "Are you mad?
Are you
I want to know what you're sipping on." Kojo Manuel,
Yeah.
why are you asking us and now you're telling us to drink water?
No, I'm not saying no. See, I, my problem is with the abuse of alcohol,
Okay.
not with the drinking of it.
But-
Because
but-
I won't tell you that I don't drink. I do, but you see, the minute I say I drink, people look at you like you're drunk. So when you drink very moderately, you are very very much inclined to say I don't drink or I don't really drink, so that people understand what you mean. Because I don't like the feeling of being drunk.
Yeah.
So I drink, if I'll drink, very moderately, and not when I'm working.
Okay. So what plans do you have for Kojo Manuel in 2023? Like what should we expect? What should the people expect from you?
This year there's a couple of things. I already mentioned the music aspect, where I'm looking to drop about 5 songs by December. I'm also looking to drop some merch in the course of the year. Maybe next month or then
Before he continues, right? Like we actually signed. It was a whole fight between Kojo Manuel and us and myself. Kojo Manuel is actually wearing a BlacVolta hat, but he's turned it. I like he says he won't show it. You understand? So before he continues, he's wearing a BlacVolta hat. Okay, let's continue.
I can neither confirm nor deny that it's a BlacVolta. As long as you can't tell what it is from the back, it's cool.
All right.
But I'll be dropping some merch. Honestly, the idea was to just make the clothes for myself. The truth of the matter is, let me even give you the backstory. It's funnier because before Black Star Line Festival, by Chance the Rapper and Vic, I realized that I had run out of the clothes that I enjoyed wearing. See, I had clothes, but it's like the ones I like to wear, I'd run out of, and I took it to the laundry and they didn't come back on time. So then I actually went to the extent of actually making someone make an Are You Mad shirt for me, just to wear, because I didn't want to go out to buy a new shirt. So I just make an Are You Mad shirt and let me just wear a jacket over it. And then a lot of people saw it and they're like, "Yo, we like this. I want one. I want two. I want three." And I was like, okay. Then we have to make something for the people if that's what they want.
So you're bringing merch. You're dropping songs.
Yeah, and also Kojo Manuel, the Kojo Manuel concert that happened at Accra Sports Stadium. We're going to have the first proper one.
Oh, so you're going to do your own?
Yeah,
event.
I'm going to start doing my own events. For now, the date is a little shaky, but I know it's going to be in March.
Okay.
Yeah, early March.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to happen. So if you're watch out, that Kojo Manuel concert where the artists will show up.
How about all these things are like locally? Do you have any plans internationally?
Yes. So there's a lot that I think we've had like similar conversations off air about how things happen outside of Ghana as opposed to how it happens here. I think if you're trying to travel, there's a lot of connect and a lot of unusual conversations you need to have to make it happen. But I'm definitely looking to travel outside of Ghana. Hopefully do a tour.
Hey,
hopefully.
Kojo Manuel
But
tour.
I'm
Are
not.
you mad? Are you mad? Global tour.
No, so I'm looking at it like me, my opportunity to experience other cultures and also introduce them to the Ghanaian culture.
Okay.
Because when we went to SA, people were saying Abonting, and I literally had to teach them like that's what it means. And I think that's one of those things that really excites me. So we're looking to travel more. I can't say anything right now, but when it happens, definitely you'll be the first to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. As we end the podcast, I'm gonna ask you these questions anyway and put you on the spot. So.
Wait. Before we get there, before you put me on the spot with your violence, so the event I'm trying to do, the Kojo Manuel event, is actually going to be an avenue to bring up new DJs and new hype men.
Oh, I see.
So I'm going to give opportunity to lesser known DJs and hype men to be on the event, and I'm looking to do it every other month, like every 2 months or every quarter. So it happens enough for people to get familiar with the upcoming DJs and the hype men. So as soon as I put it out there and you guys know that that's the real aim of it, because I feel like people don't see the value of DJs and hype men well enough. So we should put in measures to make it so.
Yeah. The talking is just too much. It's just right.
Yeah.
It's
So
the
let's
time,
let's do something.
Yeah, let's put some action to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're ending the this particular episode, just give us your aside you who do you also look up to within do you have like any first of all do you have any like mentors? Do you have like one or two mentors, and who do you think is also like killing it in your space?
When it comes to mentors, Eddie Blay is always going to be on top of the list. Eddie Blay for me, and Soul Man, Nokus. Nokus is
Wow, Nokus.
Nokus, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you watch my old interviews, you not hear me mention someone like Nokus and it, because those ones I had to experience them. Like Eddie Blay, we know Eddie Blay off TV and stuff, but when we do YFM events and he takes the mic, or Nokus takes the mic, then everybody feels like, oh damn, yeah, because and he's done it both of them have done it for so long, and I feel like they don't even get the proper rep and the kind of respect that they deserve, because they've done it for so long. And right now, I can be at an event and hand the mic over to Nokus, and then you'd be like, Manuel, go and sit down. Like, we don't need you on the mic anymore, because it's like experience and proper talent over the years. So Eddie Blay, Nokus, I think in some aspects to Bolare, because of how he has turned the career around into something that's really
Formidable,
bigger than that. And I always give props to Lexis Bill, because at some point I paid attention to him so much that his name became my name. So and that was where my love for radio came from. So yeah, I'll give him that.
Okay. Any other guys that are shining within your space that you wanna give?
There's a lot of new MCs, and I'm really excited with what they're doing. Shouts to Accra Mayor. Shouts to Influence. This is where you go forget names and get into trouble. Accra Mayor, Influence. Nicole. There's a guy called Nicole, right? I feel like we have so many. Kweku Ginger, MC Skiddo. Yeah, all these guys are coming up, and maybe people won't give them the rep right now. But me, what I'll say is, at that point in my career as well, nobody they see me, so it's normal. It's normal. But my advice is they shouldn't be in a rush. There are lots of things that you learn as you build up. You don't want to put in so much effort and get to that level and then realize that you can't maintain it and then drop back down. So learn as much as you can, because definitely the era of the commotion, promotion and stuff commotion is back in the game, but then there was a point where you know that it was all about commotion. There's a point where you realize that, it was Sheldon, then Sean Bills, OG, Manuel. That will also fade out and it will be your time. But learn as much as you can, so that when you get to that point, you won't be the one the kids will look at and be like, this is a bad example. Because they won't tell you when you're a bad example, though. You don't be a bad example. For learn, reach there, because some kiddie go watch you and tell you, say you be bad example of what an MC or hype man should be.
Lovely. Give me your top 3 DJs that you love working with.
Oh my goodness.
Top 3. No sugarcoats in top 3.
Top 3 DJs
that you've worked with and gone like, you know what?
Let's make it 5.
Okay.
Because 3 wahala. In no particular order. AD DJ Loft, DJ Mike Smith, DJ Varosky, DJ Millsy.
So these 5.
Yeah.
These 5.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You see the way I know what you the whole time I mentioned.
Anyway,
no, these are the 5. Not to say like other.
Not to discredit any other
people, but then these are the 5 that come to mind. Because if you leave me, then we are going to Slide Beats, the Max DJ, F the DJ, DJ Sleek.
Don't be political about the answer. Could you man also
DJ Pizarro? Hey, Pizarro. Yeah, there's a lot of them. P Raven. Mega stop.
No, stop. Anyway, we've come to the end of the podcast session. I hope you guys totally enjoyed it. This is just the first series. I think what we'll do is we'll move Kojo Manuel to the uncut. We should put you on the uncut.
Wait, what
session.
happens on the uncut?
That's what you need to find out. That's what you'll find.
No, but
out.
how I go if you go there when I don't know what
You
they
wait, you wait. Well, I'm not sure they will even invite you. You want to come on that show, so watch out for
But
that.
then on cut sounds like no mercy for the cripples.
Yes, no mess. Anyway, it was a lovely interviewing Kojo Manuel. We thank you so much for coming through. Where can they find you? Where can they find you on a weekly basis?
Oh no, you see, right now it's not about the location.
Mm.
Send body, don't send location.
Yeah.
Send body, don't send location. You understand this in about a month.
Hey,
What I just said. Send body, don't send location.
New ad libs. New ad libs loaded.
No, so I'm at front back most of the time. Tuesdays I'm a crooner. Wednesdays going to be a play. And then Wednesdays I'm going to be a play. Tuesdays I'm a crooner. Fridays front back. Some Sundays and some Saturdays even at front back because that's where my residency is. In between that, if there are events, I share it on my social media at KOJOMANUEL. Kojo Manuel, KOJOMANUEL. Yeah, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Snapchat is KOJO.MANUEL.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. All right, so guys, comment, subscribe, continue messing with the BlacVolta Nightlife podcast. New series, new content, new episodes coming through. I'm sure the next episode you'll probably see handsome fella in here somewhere. I don't know where he's in, wherever he is, but thank you so much for pulling
He's
up.
indulging.
So Kojo Manuel, will you like to end it with your signature ad lib?
No, at this point it's my show. Listen. It's my show right now. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for watching the BlacVolta Nightlife podcast, right? With myself, Kojo Manuel, as the host, temporarily, not this guy. Always keep watching. Know that if enjoyment today anywhere, be here a day. See, so big shouts to all the bad men with the energy and the bad girls with the bunda. Shouts to you. Are you mad?